Good morning, everybody. My name is Barry Schwartz, and this is the Search Buzz video recap. Today is May 24th, and this is the search news we covered over at the Search Engine Roundtable at seroundtable.com over the past week. We got Google search volatility kicking up May 22nd, and even this morning, Google Ads being tested in AI overviews, plus a ton of Google Ad news. Sundar Pichai was interviewed, and we got a lot to discuss in there, and the Heartfelt, helpful content update. More on that as well. So definitely stay tuned, lots to discuss. And of course, I'd like to thank our sponsor, Duda. Thanks, Duda, for sponsoring, deeply appreciated. Duda is the professional website builder you can call your own. So definitely check them out at DuckDuckGo. Okay, so first up, we had some Google search ranking volatility on May 22nd. It's been very interesting. It also seems to be happening this morning as well. So we'll get more into that maybe next week. We've been having lots of unconfirmed Google search ranking volatility. We had it on May 16th. We had it on May 9th, May 3rd. And all this, there's a lot of stuff going on in the search ranking volatility. I'm not exactly sure what's going on, but it looks like maybe Google's preparing for a Google update. Maybe Google's testing something, or maybe it's completely unrelated to all of that. It's really hard to know. But if you are noticing ranking volatility May 22nd and also today, May 24th, you are definitely not alone. The big Google news this week was Google Marketing Live, where Google announces a lot of Google Ads related stuff. The big news was that Google announced that they are going to be testing ads directly within the AI overviews. So you'll see some of that, which is not unexpected. Google also has these new AI-powered recommendation ads, shopping recommendation ads, where you can upload your own stuff and it will actually give you recommendations based off of that. There's also visual brand profile ads, which are really big, like you control your brand in the Google search results. Shopping ads with AI visuals, kind of like video-like stuff, which is pretty wild. Virtual try-ons again, some 3D images again, which we saw before, and then a bunch of ad creation tools to make it easier for you to create images, use backgrounds, using AI to actually create the images and create the backgrounds. A lot of cool stuff to make things a little bit easier for that. Plus, of course, using various methods to use, Google Ads and AI around PMAX and so forth. So definitely take a look at that. A lot of stuff going on with ads from Google Marketing Live. We summed up a lot of it, but there's a lot of information out there that you should probably catch up on if you haven't. Sundar Pichai, Google's CEO, was interviewed by The Verge on the Decoder by Nilay, who went through a bunch of good questions with him. I touched and covered a bunch of the search-related questions. In short, around like, is Google dying? Is Google killing publishers? Are small publishers dead? AI overviews are going to kill the web or not? And also around Search Console data. And he pretty much dodged a lot of these questions. In a sense, he also even touched on like some small publishers or independent publishers getting hurt by the last algorithm updates. I think Sundar Pichai thought he was talking about AI overviews. And basically, he says it's always hard to look at one or two examples. Overall, he thinks that Google's sending more and more traffic to publishers. But of course, there's going to be some people that are going to complain about traffic and so forth, although it seems like a lot of publishers are getting nailed. Over the past few weeks, it's been really bad for publishers recently, and we'll probably dig into that more maybe next week. But it's a very interesting interview. I definitely recommend you all read it. It's just dodging the Search Console question around giving us data around AI overviews. It's like, oh, let's leave that to the search team. I wasn't too appreciative of that, but I appreciate Nilay asking that question and really kind of holding him there. Bing lets you turn off their AI Copilot responses. And Michael Schechter from Microsoft sent a screenshot on Twitter, basically, or on X, showing how you can actually control to say, do you want to show AI overviews, or what they call Copilot results, in the Bing search results, and you can turn it off or turn it on. Whereas Google still does not let you do that. Of course, you can click on the web only link and show only web results, but you can't have a search setting that says turn them off, which is pretty funny. And it's funny how Google did that. Also, there's been a lot of people noticing the Google AI overviews, and with that, there's been a lot of AI overviews that are kind of funny, somewhat embarrassing, and some of them are hurtful. We covered the urine one, where Google recommended you drink urine to cure kidney stones or past kidney stones. Of course, Google removed that, but there have been tons and tons of examples. And now there is a way to see a bunch of them by following on X, Goog_enough, where it's like Google enough, so Goog enough, and then this Twitter account will actually follow them. I kind of wanted to build a site called Google AI Overviews Gone Wild.com, but this was already taken by, I think it was AJ Cohen. Of course, he denies it, but Google enough is his thing. So definitely follow that to find some of the most embarrassing and hurtful and harmful AI overviews that Google's suggesting. We'll see how long these last, but Google should be getting better at making sure to weed out the stuff that is bad. But so there's, obviously it's easy to find really bad examples. Just when feature snippets launched, now 10 years ago, a dozen years ago or so, it was very easy to find really hurtful examples, harmful examples, but now it's hard. Maybe the same thing will happen with these AI overviews. John Mueller said that Google's working on surfacing more content that comes from the heart, more helpful content that comes from the heart. This goes on. Danny Sullivan covered a week or so ago, before that, said that Google's looking for ways to better promote sites that were hurt or hit by the helpful content update in September that shouldn't have been. And John Mueller now says the team is working on this, is explicitly evaluating how sites can and will improve in search for the next update. So maybe for the next Google Core update, sites that were hit by the September helpful content update, maybe we'll see recoveries if they've done enough to really kind of write helpful content, maybe with it from the heart and stuff like that. So we will see. He used the words, helpfulness, helpfulness to heart, where they take helpfulness to heart. So we'll see what happens with that. But there's been a lot of sites that were still hit by the September helpful content update that still has not recovered. I think all of them. And Google is looking now at that for some reason, and they haven't looked at that since now. I don't know. But hopefully we'll see things improve there. Google is testing special Reddit snippet search result snippets, where they're actually showing the number of likes, like upvotes, they call them likes, they call them upvotes, and the number of comments on those Reddit threads. It's a special search snippet treatment. I found this by Shum Kam, and also by Brody Clark, and then also by Kamrapal Shah. So thanks for sharing them. Here's screenshots of that. Very interesting to see. There's been this unusual surge in the Google Search Console performance report, specifically when you filter out the product snippets. So if you filter by product snippets, you'll see a huge surge in the past few days of traffic, impressions, and clicks to your website around product snippets. Now, a lot of these sites don't have product snippets. This was spotted by Connor Monum, who posted this on Threads. And basically, John Mueller got back to us this morning saying he believes this is a bug. The Google Search Console team is actually looking into this. He doesn't think it has anything to do with AI overviews. For some reason, Connor thought it was related to maybe AI overviews being reported in product snippets. That's not true, he said, or he doesn't think so. And once they fix it, they will go ahead and annotate this in the Google Search Console. I'll keep you posted on that. So it does look like a weird bug with Google Search Console performance reports around product snippets. It's a bug, so keep that in mind. Google and Microsoft are both saying that you should upgrade to WordPress 6.5 if you are using WordPress, because WordPress 6.5 now supports the Lastmod by default in Sitemap. So it will automatically tell the search engines that this is the last time you modify this page or updated this page, and it will give better signals to Google and Microsoft Bing to tell them when to index. So Gary said he recommended that you upgrade it to 6.5, and if you're not on WordPress, make sure to use the last mod date. And he thanked the WordPress community for doing this. And also Microsoft's Fabrice Cannell said this is a game changer when it comes to indexing. He's big into indexing and making it more efficient. That seems like to be his goal for the past several years, and he's really passionate about this, so definitely go ahead and take a look at that. Google's site reputation abuse policy enforcement is not yet done by algorithm. It's not yet algorithmic. We covered this when it first launched, I think on May 6th and May 7th, when it started to roll out. There were manual actions only. I initially thought it was algorithmic and manual, but it turned out that Danny Sullivan told me back then that it was only manual actions. So then it came up again yesterday, and Danny Sullivan said, no, it's still not algorithmic. It's still only manual actions. So if you do think it's related to algorithms that are site reputation, but it's not. And when it is, it's going to probably be more effective and more widespread. Right now, it seems pretty widespread, but a lot of manual actions are happening in bulk, and there are automated ways to handle that, but they're not algorithmic. They're actually manual. That being said, there's also a lot of confusion from these publishers who were hit by this. There have been a lot of unconfirmed Google updates that I discussed earlier in May, several of them, actually like 3 or 4, around that date as well. So definitely it could be algorithmic around something else, nothing to do with site reputation abuse, so keep that in mind. Google is rolling out a more graphical and richer results set with more links when it comes to Google Lens and Circle for Search. This is posted by Rajel Patel of Google, a VP at engineering at Google, where he says Google Lens and Circle to Search now shows more links, content, knowledge graphs, and even AI overviews. He said he's really excited about this. Search for a photo of a landmark with Lens. The results now include a knowledge panel, a web link, web links, and about the place, and also includes about the building himself. So there's a lot of cool information. Google says Google wants to add this to other areas in vertical search, so keep that in mind. Google also added visual elements to the about this source for knowledge panel. So if you do a search for like a specific brand, in this example is Shutterstock. This was spotted by Brody Clark. You can see the image it's very image oriented for the about this result. It used to be just a text format about this, but now it's very imagey. So that's pretty cool as well. Google has added support for indexing file types that are called EPUB, electronic publication formats, those tablets that you can read like books on. They're called EPUB formats, and now Google can index that. That happened as of last night or this morning. Also, Bing search was down. It went down yesterday morning early. Went down for, I think it's still partially offline. Not all services are working, but seems to be back to normal. And services like that use Bing search, like DuckDuckGo, Ecosia, ChatGPT search, Copilot features, and so forth, also stopped working because of it. Any APIs and stuff that were connected to it stopped working, but now it seems pretty much under control. They're still working and investigating the root cause and so forth, but Bing search was down. It was down for a while. It was pretty scary times. And Bing search also is testing these tag filters that actually span from the right-hand side and go into the actual search results that you filter more by site domain, product, services, company, organization, event, person, and other. This was spotted by Kashul Bharwani. So nice find there as well. Apple Maps may remove or permanently close your business if your business address and or business hours are missing from your website and did not match your website. This was from an email from Elizabeth Rule that she got back from Apple Business Connect services. So just keep in mind, you want to make sure that information is correct, or it has to match Yelp and so forth, because they need to verify that information is good. And finally, Google Analytics real-time reporting added real-time reports that show also the last 5 minutes. And originally it was only showing real-time traffic from users in the last 30 minutes. Google's Universal Analytics 3, the version before Google Analytics 4, showed past 5 minutes, and now Google Analytics 4 now shows both 30 minutes, the old version, and also past 5 minutes, which is pretty cool. In any event, thanks so much for listening to the Search Buzz video recap. My name again is Barry Schwartz. This is the search news we covered over at the Search Engine Roundtable at seroundtable.com over the past week. We're having a great, safe, healthy weekend, and thanks again to Duda for sponsoring. Deeply appreciated. Have a great weekend. Bye-bye.